Hey, this is the Follow Through. I'm Pastor Fred. Great to have you with us. So what I want you to do is hit that subscribe button if you haven't and share this with somebody. Why? Because we're looking at the book of Revelation, this great book of hope. I want us to not see it as something that's scary or just looking at this sort of doom and gloom future. What it's giving us is a realistic view of what's happening in our lives now and how Jesus has won victory over anything that would separate us from Him. And so today we begin kind of a shift in things a little bit. And it's kind of underscore this reality that it's not this chronological, as someone said, roadmap of the future. We're getting pictures of what happens in our world. Pictures of God reigning and ruling and also of man and his inhumanity to man. And so today we have these horsemen, and they're all going to represent something, right? We have a white horse, a red horse, and a black horse. And so I want to read just from Revelation 6 verse 1. Let's just look at the first two just to get a feel for what these look like. So John watches as the Lamb opened one of the seven seals. Right? So Jesus kind of opens this up, unveils this picture. And he heard one of the four living creatures say with a voice like thunder, "Come." He says, "And I looked, and behold, a white horse. Its rider had a bow, and a crown was given to him, and he came out conquering and to conquer." So he's all about like taking over, man, all about destruction and tyranny is a word you could probably use. Now, white might throw us, right? The color white, because it's usually the color of purity, and often we see Jesus dressed in white, but this one has a bow and he's killing things. So it's really not, God is not about tyranny. He's about ruling, but he rules in love. He rules as a faithful and a just ruler, not as a tyrant. That's what's happening. And so you could picture any tyrant, and many of them claim to be doing God's will. Even someone like Adolf Hitler really thought he was doing the right thing, really thought that this was the plan. Boy, you couldn't be any more wrong. But that's what happens. You know, this person comes out and lies to us and says, I got your best interest in mind. And it happens over and over and over again, not just on the government level, but even, right, you see it happen with kids, with parents, with teachers, with anybody who kind of has an authority who's going to use it to hurt. And God's going, look, I get it. I know what's happening. Right, so we have the red one, and that represents warfare, and man, we've had a history of war, and also famine is the last one. This black rider that comes out, and he's going to make it really too expensive to buy what you need to live. And again, this is like a history lesson, and I think it's really what it's trying to do in saying, look, yeah, God understands what you're going through. He knows. He's not oblivious to what's happening down here in our world. Why? Because he's here with us. In fact, in Jesus, He came to be with us and to be one of us. Let's let that sink in today, that He loves you and He gets it. That's what He's saying here is like I see what's really, really happening, and I want you to know the truth. I want you to remember what you read in chapters 4 and 5 of Revelation. Maybe go back and read some of that stuff. Right, where you see the Lamb on the throne, where you see, right, all of the various people in heaven gathered around and singing His praise. And He's saying, look, that's reality, even as you march through all of this tyranny and warfare and famine and all the difficulties of life. He is with you, and He has won. I just really, really hope that encourages you today to know that the one who's coming to get you and bring you back home is Jesus. And He has won victory over death and the grave and over these horsemen and all the horrific things they're bringing, that we can know that God is going to be there for us. All right? We'll see you next time for another Follow Through.